Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for a documentary about a very special man, one that I love deeply, one of my favorite horror icon actors of all time. This movie is called Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story, based on Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger. It's not just about the Nightmare on Elm Street films. It's not just about Freddy Krueger and the iconicism of the thing. That is a big portion of this film's 2-hour and 14-minute runtime, but a lot of it is about Robert's life, and not even so much boring life like, oh, this is where I lived, and this is where I did this, and this is where I did that. It's not just like that. It also goes down the route of what led into his early parts of his career, and mainly his career in general as this iconic actor, everything from his high-budget stuff to his low-budget stuff, New Line or otherwise. It was pretty cool, because I love Robert Englund, despite my not so much infatuation with his other stuff that he did outside of Nightmare on Elm Street, because Freddy Krueger's the shit, frankly, and that's, again, one of my favorite horror franchises of all time, tied with Saw as my personal favorite IP of horror ever. And I wanted to see so much of that, but I'd already seen the Never Sleep Again documentary from years ago. This is actually a documentary that's co-directed by the guy who did the Fright Night documentary, the Pennywise, the Story of It documentary, whatever that's called. He did a lot of horror-themed documentaries. That's pretty cool. The other guy was a producer on a couple of those as well. So there's so many people involved that clearly know how to make, number one, really good documentaries, and number two, make documentaries about horror, so they actually care. They clearly have a passion and realize there's some money to be made in that situation, out of that kind of subject matter, if you will. I loved this. I loved how many people came in. Everybody from Monica Keena from Freddy vs. Jason over to Adam Green or Eli Roth, all kinds of people out here. Kane Hodder, everybody you could think of that would actually matter in this kind of discussion pretty much show up in here, aside from like Quentin Tarantino, for example. There's so many people involved here that got interviews for this movie. I loved it. From what I understand, this went straight to video as well, which is a massively sad situation. It's kind of like what's going to happen to documentaries in general from this point on, I think, because audiences just don't care. This is super well made, super well edited. It's fun to watch, it's clear cut, it's easy to understand, and it's enjoyable and entertaining the entire way through from beginning to end. Robert Englund is a fascinating, extremely talented guy that I didn't even know had made like a small movie with Schwarzenegger at one point. That's crazy. I'd never heard of that. It was like Schwarzenegger's first ever cameo in film. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I learned so much about this guy, the people he worked around, the kind of people he discussed, subjects with and recommended different things. Did you know Robert Englund tried out for Star Wars? I didn't know that. He was going to be either Luke or Han at one point. He was testing out for those when he went to audition. Super fascinating, really was interested the whole time through, and learned so much about this man and Hollywood at those times while he was heavily involved in things like New Line Cinema and the surroundings of Hollywood. That was fascinating stuff. I loved this. If you haven't seen, let me check the title again because it's long as hell. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story. You are totally shooting yourself in the foot, man. If you love horror documentaries or just documentaries in general about movies, whether it be behind-the-scenes subjects or whatever, you should check this out. It's really enjoyable, really fun, and if you're not even a Robert Englund fan, you're going to find a lot of cool things in this movie about other actors that you know to this day that are super popular, possibly more popular than Robert Englund ever was. It's interesting. Super interesting. I recommend it highly in case you haven't seen it. Anyway, have you seen the film? What do you think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down in the comment section down below. Let me know everything you think. If I had to rate Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story, the title I'll never remember is the colon behind that, I would probably give it a 5 out of 5 stars. This was super good. Really, really good. Enjoyable, too. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all, and goodbye.